So let's take a look at a couple of the quarterbacks in this draft. We won't look at Mendoza. He's going to the Raiders. He's not going to be there even at 6. The first guy we're going to look at is more of a day 2, maybe even day 3 guy, early day 3. Garrett Nussmeier, LSU. What do you see when you look at him?
Well, I had him high on my board last year. You're going to see him here again. The guy can do enough with his feet. Now, he's not a great athlete, but he can do enough with his feet. He can make all the throws from inside and outside the pocket. He had a tough year. Brian Kelly got fired. They had some O-line issues. See him here. He breaks contain, does a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, delivers a strike over across the middle. Really good throw there against Clemson early on. That Clemson game, he was just outstanding. I remember people giving me calls because I had him high on my board last year. Then you're going to see a nice fade route here to the corner where only his receiver can get it. Now, when you think about Garrett Nussmeier, he had a tough year. The LSU Tigers had a tough year. But this stuff, he's a coach's kid, and I think he has all the intangibles. Now, he's not the biggest guy in the world, but I think Garrett Nussmeier has a chance to be a really good pro. I have him much closer to Mendoza and ahead of Ty Simpson, and I have him substantially above Ty Simpson because of the amount of games he's played in college. So I like Garrett Nussmeier. I think he can make all the throws. I think he's going to be a really good pro. A guy, if it tells you what they think of their quarterback room, if they take a guy maybe 3rd, 4th round, him and Ty Simpson are guys that they got a lot of qualities that you like. Garrett Nussmeier is a really good football player for me. I've had him high on my board for 2 years in a row. I like for me, he's going to be a steal for someone day 2, even into day 3.
Well, the other thing you mentioned, his dad, he's the offensive coordinator for the Saints. So he grew up and kind of understands a little bit about life in the NFL because he's seen it firsthand.
Well, yeah, when you're a coach's kid, it doesn't matter what level you're at. That's what you do. That's what you've done your whole life. You go to practice. You get up in the morning. Your days have been filled with two-a-days. You get up, you go to practice. So he's been around the game. He understands the game. And then especially at the NFL level, he understands the day-to-day aberrations of being – now it's not even a sport. It's a job. So, yeah, he knows it all in terms of that from his father. And then just being around the game, him and Ty Simpson. Ty Simpson also grew up as a coach's kid. That's just all you do. That's all you know. That's your hobbies. That's your fun. That's just what we do. That's all we know, and it's what we like to do.
All right, weaknesses for Nussmeier. You mentioned kind of a limited athletic ability. It's not that he's not athletic. He just isn't going to be a guy that runs around a lot. What else did you look at and go, these are things he needs to work on if he can?
Well, he's got to be better when he's under pressure, right? So when he gets pressure, that's when his interception. It's that case for all quarterbacks. They're not as consistent. But what you got to do under pressure is not make that catastrophic mistake. If you look back here last year with like Shedeur did a lot of great things, but when pressure happens is when you make poor throws. He's also got to continue to get the third and fourth progression and make sure that it keeps his footwork. And then I'd say the big thing, obviously, just not being a huge guy. He's 6'2", he's just around 200 pounds. He's going to have to add a little bit of weight to that frame just to be able to handle those big hits he gets from guys like Myles Garrett, those guys coming off the edge, especially in the AFC North. So, once again, I think it's just reps. I think it's keeping the footwork under pressure and making sure you protect the ball when you are being pressured so you don't make that big mistake.